Hi, in this video today I'm going to show you what you can do if your PlayStation 5 controller is playing up, where it's working fine in the home screen, the menu screen, but yet when you go into a game, it's not working. And it's the same with apps as well. So if you look at this, when it says press any button, I'm pressing the buttons here and nothing is happening. Yet, home button works. Strange, yeah? If I was to go into media and go over to YouTube, it's exactly the same thing. So you can see now I can't move around the place, nothing is working. But yet I can go home. Now a few of you eagle-eye viewers would see that I'm holding down the L1 button, and that's exactly what's happening. You might not realise it, but one of your buttons is playing up on your controller, and that's why you're getting these symptoms here. Let me show you the possible buttons it could be. L1, L2, R1, R2. Click in on the left, click in on the right, so L3 and R3. Any of these buttons here, and believe it or not, the mute button down here as well. So watch this. Right now, if I was to go into YouTube, you can see I can move around the place. But if I come out of YouTube, and if I was even to hold down the mute mic button here and go back into YouTube, you can now see the same thing where I can't move around the place. Yeah, but yet PlayStation button still works. Again, if I was to hold down, let's do R2 and go in to YouTube. Let's just turn that one off there. Again, you can see now I can't move around the place, or the D-pad as well. So that's what's wrong with your controller. One of those buttons are sticking. These buttons don't make a difference. Also, this button here, or even clicking in. Let me try on the click in actually. Clicking in here. Go into here, let's see, can I use it now? No, so the click in on here as well will also disable your controller. Strange, isn't it? So, how do you know which button it is? Visibly, you might be able to see a load of gunk around one of them, but if not, I'm going to show you how to find out which button is faulty. So all you need is access to a Windows 10 PC and your charging cable for the controller. We're going to plug this side into the computer, and we're going to plug this side into the controller. Okay, and it says setting up wireless controller. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to go down into the search bar down here, and I'm just going to type in game controller. And enter. And basically it will bring it up here and it says wireless controller. I'm just going to click on where it says properties. And now on this bit here, let me zoom in. This will show the different button presses. So let me just give you a quick example. If I was to go to here, hopefully you will be able to see. Can you see that lighting up there? If I move around here, you can see it moving here and moving here. Yeah. So what you have to do is see which button is lighting up. For example, if this one here has gone 40, you can now see that number 14 is lighting up. If the circle's gone 40, you can see that number 3 is lighting up. So just see which button is lighting up. That would be 8 here, and also you can see the trigger going up here. R1 would be 6, you get the idea. So you can hopefully see the different ones lighting up there. I know it's hard to see because it's red against like a dark red. But once you see your button lighting up there, you then know that that's the 41. So now you know what's causing the issue. How do you fix it? Well, it depends on what the problem could be. It could be software related, or it could be physically gunk in one of the buttons, or unfortunately, it could be wear on the inside of the controller. But to begin with, just make sure your controller's up to date. So let's mimic the fault by holding down L1 to show that you can still move over to the settings, and we're going to go up and we're going to go over to the gear icon there which says settings. Press X. We're going to go all the way down to accessories, and we're going to go down to controllers on the left hand side. Then work your way down and you will see here wireless controller device software. Mine is up to date. Press X and this will give you the option to update the controller if it needs it. Right, so you can see here that in this instance it's absolutely fine. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to reset the controller. So at the moment you can see it's connected. There's a little reset button just here. Do not put it in this one here. It's this one here on the right hand side of the Sony. Yeah. So we're going to use a paper clip or some small tweezers or something, and watch this. I'm going to push it in there and hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and you will see the light will go from here and it will say wireless controller disconnected. So you may feel a little click when you do it. So I'm pushing it in now and you can see the light's gone out. hold it in for do it for a good 5 seconds, and you will see it will pop up there, wireless controller disconnected. But yet, to sync it up again, we don't actually need a USB. All we have to do is hit the PlayStation button because it will remember the Bluetooth. Hopefully now that might fix it. If it doesn't, then I think the next option would be to possibly clean the buttons, because maybe you or someone else has spilt maybe a fizzy drink or something on it and they've become sticky, or maybe just from grime from your fingers, one of these buttons up here may have become sticky. So let me show you what to do then. So now if your buttons are stuck down through some kind of liquid damage or something, or even just dirt, then we can use this stuff here, isopropyl alcohol. You may know it as rubbing alcohol. This stuff here is 99.9%. So basically it's going to evaporate off really easily and it won't cause any harm to the electronics. So we're going to pour a little bit into the lid, and then you can use a cotton bud like Q-tip type thing, or I've got a little brush here that I can use. You could use a toothbrush, and then we can just rub it around the buttons. You don't have to go crazy. You don't need loads of it. And then we can repeatedly press it, and hopefully that will free it up. Now make sure your controller's off. In this instance, I've turned off the PlayStation 5 completely. And hopefully by doing this, you can now work them free. If it's the top buttons that are sticky, what you can do is you can get some sort of little pry tool, a very thin blunt knife or something, and you can push down the triggers and you can just go underneath here and lift up like this, and you see these buttons will pop off, and this one here, and that will allow you access. That will allow you access all the way in here. In fact, you can actually see the membrane. If you look very closely, you can see the button press there. And again, you can just get your isopropyl alcohol and give it a good clean in there and repeatedly press it, and hopefully that will clean it up. Again, you can clean all around here if you're having problems with your triggers. If you've got a problem with your mute button, you can clean it from here. If you want a better clean, then you can actually get your fingernail under here or a pry tool, and these will lift off. Again, you can pry up from here, and then you can clean all around that button there, and that will give you a good option to clean. If your thumbsticks are sticking, again, you can put alcohol in here. A bit may work its way down, but really, if cleaning on the outside doesn't help it, then you're going to have to take the controller apart by undoing 2 screws here and here, and also here and here. Now they are just crosshead screws, so you don't need specialist screwdrivers, but on the inside then you will have ribbon cables and stuff. But you can watch a teardown video to see if you're confident getting to the inside where you have to take most of the parts out in order to get to the buttons. So you can fully take it apart and get to the buttons and give it a really good clean, but it does involve undoing ribbon cables, which you may not be comfortable with. So that is it. To put this back in, you just put these ears back in first like this, and it clicks back into place like so. With these ones here, just line up L with the L, L1 with the L2, and they just click back in. So you can see you've got good options to be able to clean your controller. So now if you've got that problem, hopefully this video's helped you out. If it has, give it a massive thumbs up, and please subscribe for more how-to videos. Take care, everyone.